Everyone. Today we're going to be making our own abstract art inspired by the Russian artist Vasily Kandinsky. And to do that today, we're going to choose some shapes. I'm going to choose a circle and triangle, and I'm going to repeat those shapes all through my paper, all the way to the very edge. But you could choose other shapes if you wanted to choose something like a rectangle, ovals, kind of like a half moon shape, or a rainbow shape, like closed off. You could choose anything like that, or like a rhombus, or more of the difficult shapes. So to start, your paper can be going the long ways. I'm going to use a Sharpie, but you should use a pencil. And right here, I'm going to start by just drawing a circle. And you're going to want to think about where you're placing your different shapes and the size of them. So if you have something really big, you want to put something smaller next to it. So right here, I'm going to overlap with another bigger shape. So right here, I'm going to put a triangle. And you want your shapes to overlap. So when we go to color them, they can be different colors in the different areas. But right now, we're just going to draw them. And so right here, I think I'll do another circle. And then over here, maybe I do a small triangle, and then a bigger circle, and then another triangle right there. And they're all kind of overlapping in different areas. And I think I'll make these two meet with a triangle, and maybe another circle over here to fill up the space, and a tiny triangle in the corner. And over in this corner, I think I'll add a smaller circle too. But any shapes that you want to use, you can do. And you can choose the placement or how they overlap. And so after you have your lines and your shapes overlapping, what we're going to do is we're going to add some lines. So Kandinsky used a lot of just lines that overlap either the shapes or are on the side of the shapes. That's up to you. So if you wanted to, you could say if you had a circle, you could curve around and make those lines around your circles. Or if you wanted to, you could make a straight line next to your triangles, if you're doing triangles, or you can actually make lines that overlap. So this line overlaps two shapes. And then he would also use smaller lines on these larger lines to make like a pattern. So if you wanted to, you could do kind of a horizontal line on either side. And you could do that all the way through the middle. Or something like over here, you could do a really big line on either side, and then they get smaller, and then they might get bigger again. That choice is yours. And then you can also make shorter lines that come out of just one shape, and maybe they have like little V's on them. That's really your decision. You're the artist. These are your choices. And then you can also just combine those. But it's really up to you what you want to do with these. Also over here, if you wanted to, you could add lines on these. We're just kind of trying to create kind of movement between the different abstract shapes and lines to create a artwork or a composition where things are overlapping and underneath and on top of each other. So once you have that, you can go ahead and join me tomorrow for part 2 when we color these in. Bye, everyone.